I'm live. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be back once again. And praise God, I'm able to stick to the schedule because as a mom, lots of things that are unpredictable that can happen. Of course, my family is my priority because of my kids. And so today is day 12 of the 21 days journey to achieve breakthroughs in 2022. But before that, let me first introduce myself. For those who are new to this video, my name is Ellen and I'm from the Philippines. Mabuhay! I'm a mother of two growing kids, a finance professional, a proud digital business owner, a business mentor, and of course now I published an author of an I am happy in my kitchen too, which is actually a easy home cook recipes, and of course a proud motivational speaker. So I'm here to share day 12, which is actually start small, think big. So wherever you are watching right now, I'd like first to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm really happy to be able to uh, push with the day 12. So yesterday was actually on day 11 about uh, the continuation of the power of perseverance. And yesterday was really on the changing habits. So, you know, there's a whole lot of principles or actions that we are actually uh, able to that reside within ourselves, and I call them power within ourselves. So this is what the first power was on the power of positive mindset. The second was on the and af- after the big powers, there are actually two topics that I have for each day. So the first power was on the power of positive mindset, and then the power of purpose, and then the power of passion. And this is the fourth power within ourselves, which is the power of perseverance. So I have already said that, perseverance is a what I would say grace. It's a blessing that comes from above because uh, perseverance is really pushing on despite, in spite of the challenges and the difficulties that one goes through, person still pushes. That's why it's really important that the power of perseverance actually is within ourselves, right? Because not every day, not everyone's also having a smooth ride, a smooth life all throughout our lives, right? So the essence of having these challenges is, of course, to make the person become better, because we come to this world as spiritual beings. In this physical world, this is our first time to come into this world, coming from the realm of spirit, from the spiritual realm, and we go to this physical world with, all first times, right? So first time to become a mom, first time to be doing this kind of living, right, in this physical world. So of course there's a lot of books on learnings, so that one need not go through the same mistakes, but always, since we are having a purpose in this world to, to make a better, learn from the experience, it's really important that, we embrace the challenges. So this, with grace, and we cannot do this grace of perseverance without the help from the Almighty, right? I would always believe in it, right? That it is not just really on our own that we get the grace of the power of perseverance. It's actually by the grace of God. So having this kind of power within ourselves is actually through God, I would always say, because having to go through challenges, falling down, uh, committing all the mistakes, the failures, should have the grace to get up, to move again and to start a journey. And as I always say, every day is a new opportunity. I remember that I once learned from a spiritual leader that being a spiritual person, God gives, I learned from that person that God gives life by the moment, not just even by the day. So every moment, every second, or even a smallest time element after second, I would say moment, God gives that kind of gift. So the power of perseverance is actually a grace. And I would say that day 12, which is actually start small, think big, is a continuation of the changing habits, which was the topic for day 11, right? So, changing habits is important because we have been into this uh, er, uh, physical world coming from different lifetimes, I would say. Learned that, in our old lifetimes, we may have some beliefs, right? We may have somewhat uh, generational practices or behaviors, or we call family orientations that may not be apt, that may not be really correct in its purest form, so that changing habits actually allows us to renew our thoughts, right? To renew our behaviors because and our actions. So from T. Harv Eker, he says that our thoughts can be changed. If we want to change our lives and our future, we need to change our thoughts. So our thoughts change our feelings change our actions, and our actions change our results. So the thought, actually the habit, actually comes from changing our thoughts. So there's a whole lot of books, like inspirational, topics that you can go online about changing habits. And I think that's really, really also important in terms of moving on and going towards a new stage in life. And as I said, every day is a new opportunity. The past allows us to learn and allows us to become better, right? So making it as a learning experience allows us to move forward to become better. So bottom line, in our lives, that is what we are up to here, right? So we learn to become better. And it doesn't matter if we commit, say, mistakes or uh, mistakes. The important thing is we learn again. You know, Even in our old age, in our adult's life, um, we can sometimes be ashamed sometimes that we commit the same mistakes every now and then, right? So we're saying we're human beings, but it's always a learning. So could be that you have not learned all the needs to be learned in that particular experience. That's why you have committed the same mistake. So I've heard from a certain story that, in this lifetime, what we need to learn has to be learned for us to be able to go to a higher being state of being. Because if not, then we go back again in another lifetime learning that mistake. So I think that was on the changing habits in making a new day as an opportunity. So a whole lot of things to be embraced in terms of changing habits, because we are actually creatures of habits. I think that's what T. Harv Eker says, that we are creature of habits. So the most important thing is we need to create a good habit, because habits can be bad or good, but creating good habits allows us to be able to move forward towards our goal. So, and I said always, our goal here can be anything, right? So, if you're a mom, if you're a career person, if you're a wife, if you are a stay-home parents, if you are a digital business owner, different kinds of career, goals or dreams or visions. But in the end, we can apply these principles on achieving that breakthrough in that particular goal. So, day 12 is start small, think big. And what is actually the essence of this is, we don't have to be really what complete ready. I would call, you know, uh, ready as in ready, meaning you have everything you need, then I start. We used to have that kind of traditional mindset where we need to get all the things done and then we set on to a big project. Of course, in ideal sense, environment, that would be the most perfect what scenario, and that's actually what we are mostly striving to be in that state or in that level. But as we know, no one's perfect, right? Except for our Father in heaven. We can have probably a sense or a taste or a bit of that, but in no way can one really become perfect and then be in this lifetime already perfect, right? So we are actually lacking in some ways or another, so that we are actually doing uh, learnings as we go through every stage of our lives. So what I meant on the start small think big is really on I have to make this bigger, is really saying that I just want to make sure that we can start even if we are actually starting small, right? So we can think big. So our vision, our mission can of course be to the highest level. Sky is the limit, but we need not really wait for the time for us to be ready, right? So if we have all the elements that we can start a particular project, of course, as I have already started in day 1 to 12, then we can start it. The important thing is we have the goal, we have the positive mindset, we have the purpose, why we want to go to that kind of goal, and we have that passion. So in it, of course, there's level and things that we need to do, but a little bit of things that we need to get to embark on a particular project. And then, of course, as we already have set, we can, of course, along the way, adjust. So I do that. I'm not just saying it for the sake of discussion, but I could liken it to, for example, a business planning scenario. So I have been doing business planning for more than 20 years. That's part of my professional life. We do business planning once a year. We call it annual business plan, but also there's what we call the long-term scenario, where the management make use of it, what we call the strategic plan, which can actually span for 5, 10 years. So annual business planning, there's also what we call the quarterly business plan, the quarterly plan or operating plan. Because when we set an annual plan, uh, it should really be treated as a working live document or a live plan. So quarterly, it will change. So as in our discussion today, as long as you have already set some key foundations for embarking a project, then you can already start small, but with, of course, the plan that is already firm so that you can already embark on that particular project. So in any undertaking, the important really is on doing, you know, the goal, because after the goal, of course, you need to have the plan to set the planning for the action planning. So there's really a way for us to start a particular goal by starting small, right? So there's a whole lot of business people, big time um, proponent of this principle, and I would say one of that is actually Steve Jobs. And what is it that he was putting as part of this uh, what pushing this kind of principle? He said, start small, think big. Don't worry about too many things at once. Take a handful of simple things to begin with and then progress to more complex ones. So what we're seeing here is, when we have a grand big plan, we can put it into bite size, right? So we can simplify it into steps, actions, for example, that we can begin or start from a simple uh, action. And even, for example, I would be able to liken that um, with this digital business that I am in. It doesn't mean that when you're not having the freedom of time, you cannot start a digital business. The more you need to plan for it. And it actually doesn't matter if you have 2 hours, 3 hours in your time, or even an hour. The important is to go through the process of, checking it out, looking at what is it all about, that you can learn, that you can later on, get some help, get some side hustle that you can, you know, uh, bring your goal faster to completion. So it's really important that we have this kind of um, principle that we are also considering. Start small, think big. It doesn't matter if you're starting small. A lot of business, tycoons, I would say, here in the Philippines that are starting small. The SM uh, company by Henry C, for example, he started a shoe selling kind of business, and it's just on the sidewalk, and a lot of people even started restaurants from a small shop or a home-based kind of business that became so big, and now they cannot just be, really be, they cannot be persuaded to, or cannot be what they cannot be told that they cannot start small and they will not be successful, because they have done that. They have started small and now it exploded to really size that they can probably not imagine. So I really would like you to think about it, whatever endeavor you are doing right now and planning to. Of course, we can start small and do at a single time, begin to do what you can afford to take on, right? So, and then progress to a more complex one. So that was already used by Steve Jobs, who was actually a proponent of start small, think big, because we don't have all the necessary tools, necessary resources when we are actually having some limited resources. So this has already been proven by a lot of business people, by a lot of big time leaders in the different industries, that one can start small and think big. So I hope, guys, you're learning something on this topic. This is day 12, and tomorrow, day 13, this is going to be another topic on the power of persistence. So perseverance, persistence may seem to be on the same side, but there's just a little different that I can discuss to you, and which I will be sharing to you what is the power of persistence all about. So wherever you are watching right now, I'd like to say I hope everyone's doing well and in the best of health, guys. And catch me soon tomorrow for another episode of day 13 of the 21 days journey to achieve breakthroughs. Sorry, in 2022. So, sorry. Bye for now, guys. Love and blessings.